Hey, everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. Let me fix some lighting here real quick. So, I know we've been doing it on a 2 week schedule, but I'm going to try to fix that, get us back to a 1 week schedule. I will be going less than, about 30 minutes, maybe plus or minus, depending on what's going on for the week. I have a great show for you today. First of all, I want to welcome those who have not been to the show before. I know there's a couple of you that were going to be watching this episode, so welcome. I hope you enjoy the show. Please don't be afraid to tell your friends and family to watch the show as well. So, as always, we have our Trash in the Hood. We're going to have, for this week, we're going to have weeks 78 and 79. So something special about 78, for those of you who are math lovers, 78 is about a year and a half. So that's 52 plus 26, that's 78. So I have been walking now at least once a week, depending on the weather. At the most, I do about 4. This week I actually did 3. Last week, due to the weather, I was only able to do 1. But for the past 79 weeks, because this is week 79, I have been walking, like I said, at least once a week, picking up trash. So this is 79 weeks, which is a year and a half plus 1 week. And it's been going great. I can tell the difference in my health. I can tell the difference in just overall feeling, not to mention pant sizes and inches and all that. So that's been a really good adventure for me. This has been documenting it. So I'm going to keep going. Hopefully I can get it to 104 weeks. And so we'll see how that goes. So why don't we just go ahead and, so I'm going to do the Trash in the Hood. I'm going to do our normal Zen Moment. I'm going to have a spirit time for you with an all new drink. And then I'm going to have a brand new section called Riddle Me This. So we'll see what that brings about, and we'll talk a little bit about more what that is when we get to that section. So why don't we go ahead and get going, and let's get to Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 78 and 79. Hey everybody, so here's week 78, day 4. So in the yellow circles, I had some really wild stuff. I found yet another pair of scissors, some crazy vapes, and a liquor bottle, a couple of liquor bottles actually. So this wasn't as crazy as some of the worst days I've seen. If you want to know about those, just let me know. But it did have quite a bit, and it had about 36 cigarette butts, if I remember correctly. And I found some t-shirt, and I found some other craziness on there. So this one in the yellow circle on the right was like a complete, I want to say it's like a Slim Jim, but it's not. It looked like it was just a wiener, like individually packaged. It was really weird. And then the smaller yellow circle was a crazy little vape pen. So I'm beginning to find a lot more vape pens around the neighborhood. So I don't know if it's the kids or if it's an adult. And the smaller circle was a mini liquor bottle of Fireball whiskey. So this was 79 day 3. The previous one was day 2, by the way. And so as you see, a lot of stuff. I found a woman's sports running bra, or undershirt, I should say, really tiny one. A bunch of cans and all whatnot, and of course the continual cigarette butts that I find. So it's really crazy. But I wanted to focus in on some of the items I found. So here's what I found on that day: was the undershirt, a hairbrush with the broken handle on the right. Upper right. Middle was a toothbrush and what I thought originally was a crack pipe, but I was told that it was not. How that individual knew, I don't know, but it wasn't a crack pipe, but it looks like one. And then finally, this was yesterday, day 6. This is part of my Java walk where I go from my house up to Mojo Coffee, get a coffee, and then come back. So again, some small vape pens, or I don't know what else you would call them, crushed cans. I found another shirt I guess everybody's warm enough. Everybody's taking off their shirt and running around. The continual cigarette butts, and then just a bunch of whatnot stuff all over the place. So, another week of some continual picking up trash, and I'm sure we'll see more next week. I keep forgetting to take off my glasses so you don't get the glare, and then this time I took off my cap instead. So a lot of people ask about the caps. Not a lot of people. Some people ask about the caps, and I just like wearing caps. So you will see me from time to time without a cap on. I am actually growing out my hair right now because I want to see. Just because I actually went and got it trimmed on Friday, and the young hairstylist there was like, "Why are you growing it?" And I was like, because I can, I guess. I really don't know. Unfortunately, there is too much white in there now that I am unable to donate it for wigs for kids or anything like that who have cancer, which I've done before. And Unfortunately, I can't do that because there's too much white. Now, I have not found a site that would donate, that I could donate my hair to, that they would be able to use it, say, for, adults who, may have white hair or don't care if there's white hair in it, who have lost their hair due to cancer. If anybody knows of a site like that, that's legitimate. I do my due diligence and I do my research, and unfortunately, the last time I donated my hair, there was only one legitimate site. The rest of them were actually selling their hair, the hair that they got donated to them that were made into wigs, and making money on it for the young kids. Of course, they were saying that it was okay because they were getting money paid through insurance somehow. I find that pretty shitty, so I moved away from them and found the one that I, as far as I could tell, was legitimate. So I was able to donate my hair then. This was about uh, gosh, I want to say probably about 6 years ago now, and so it was easy to grow and just as easy to get cut off. My hair is like a chia pet, so it does grow back fairly quickly. And while it's growing, I'll give you another old reference. I look like a manchichi. So there you go. Um, Anyway, so I am growing my hair just because. So far, so good, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I think we're going to go into our Zen moment now. Go to the Zen moment, we'll do spirit times, and then we'll follow up and end it all with Riddle Me This. So before I get into the Zen moment, I just want to remind everybody that I am always on the lookout for people who want to get interviewed on my show. If you're passionate about something, if you own a mom and pop business, please let me know and I can have you on the show. Remember, there's only two things that I don't put on the show, and that is religion and or politics. There's enough YouTube shows and podcasts and all that about that. Those nonsense topics, no need to have them on my show. If you'd like to be a co-host on the show for an episode or two, by all means, please let me know. I'd love to have a side-by-side with you, and we can discuss certain topics of the day. Okay, so let's go to our Zen moment. The night sky. As I look up into the night sky, I think about all that has come before me. All who have come before me. And wonder what their thoughts would have been out on a night like this. I look into the darkness, the blues upon blue, and see that it's not really dark. There's plenty of light out in that night sky. Each little bit of light could be someone's past lives, their memories, their thoughts. And how I think about when I'm gone, will someone like me be looking up and staring into the night sky and thinking about what my thoughts were and who I was. Will I be remembered as a bit of light in the night sky? All right, and there you have it, the Zen moment for the week. So I want to thank people that have been giving me some comments and some compliments and some maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. I welcome all feedback, unless it's just pure, you're an MF, you suck, blah, blah, blah. Nothing of any constructive way, shape, or form. And I haven't really received many of those, so thanks for that. So if you want to see something on the show, you want to see somebody on the show, you want to see certain types, you want to hear more poetry from Jay Anderson, by all means, please leave me a comment either here on my YouTube channel, Javier In The Air. That's Javier In The Air. Or reach out to me through my handle, Javier In The Air 01, all one word. Or you can reach out to me via email or smoke signals or semaphore, or however you know how to get a hold of me. And I will see what I can do to get it on the show. I'm always looking for new things, especially now that we are into season 5. That's right, Mambo number 5, everybody. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so people have also, I wanted to mention that image that you see in the Zen moment was AI generated. So I've been messing around with some of the new tools that my editing software is throwing out at me as I get new upgrades from them. I've been messing with some of the AI generated music and some of the AI generated images. So the image that you saw there was AI generated. They took a description of what I wanted and they turned it into that. So I'm going to be trying that for the Zen moments and other places on the show. Let me know what you think. So now we're going to go to our next section, one of the ones that has been mostly favored and mostly given the most compliments about, and that is our Spirit Time section. So for those of you who are still new to the show, the Spirit Time section is a section where I bring a beer, a wine, or a liquor onto the show and I review it. So this has been many years going. I have had my brother Rob on here. I have had other guests on here as well for the reviews. We have done pumpkin beer, we have done bourbon before, we have done a bunch of other things. We've pretty much almost any liquor you can think of, we've done it all. We've done it. So I may be repeating myself in some. That's why I like to use beer a lot, because not only is it cheaper to buy a one-off, but it's also easier to buy by just going to the boutique and talking to Scott and Jana and getting some of their unique beers there. But again, it is also cheaper. Trying to find a little bit of unusual alcohol, usually they don't have it like in the taste bottles, and so you have to buy at least 500 mils of it. So, and that can get pretty pricey depending on what it is. But I'm willing to, if you are up for, if you find something you want me to try, let me know, and I'm up for trying it. Why not? I'll try to see if I can have a tasting where I add all these alcohols into different cocktails. We've done it before, and I'm sure we'll do it again. So let's go to our Spirit Time with today's beer. Dark Frog Social Media presents Spirit Time. This week, you'll shoot your eye out. Hey everybody, welcome to Spirit Time. So I know the past couple of episodes I've had like compilation episodes of different ones, but I'm back to it now. Regular Spirit Time. This is going to be a beer. And again, chances are, as I mentioned just previously, it's easier for me to get a hold of 12, 15 beers and pay what I would probably pay for like one bottle of liquor, or maybe two bottles of wine. So you'll see a lot of beer on this show, as opposed to, why don't you see a lot of wine? Why don't you see a lot of alcohol? And excuse me, why don't you do cocktails? And so that being said, I have told myself that I need to do a little bit more as far as in the cocktail department. So I have enough mixes and different types of alcohol and stuff that I'm probably gonna do a cocktail one. It'll be in a little bit different format because I need to have this camera up and steady on a probably on a stand or something, so you can see me do the actual mixing. So I'll do the actual mixing, and then I will, maybe if I can get a good volunteer, I can have someone taste it with me after I make it. So we'll see how that goes. But in the time being, we're going to do a beer. We're going back to our old friends at the Karbach Brewing Company, and this one is called Yule Shoot Your Eye Out. Yule's being spelled Y-U-L-E, as in the holiday. And so, yes, this is the last beer that I've had from the collection that I gathered last month, so that's why it's still called Yule. I understand we're actually the month before, because now we're in February. So I need to get this beer drunk, so let's have at it. So I'm going to pour the beer first, and then I'm going to show you the can because I've already opened the can. So I got to put on my peepers for this one. So you might see a little glow from the screen that I'm doing the editing on, and I'm doing the recording on. So this is, see if I can get this entire beer on there. So I was talking to someone about the old days in beer, and there's a lot of discussion or debate or arguing, if you will, about whether you should have foam or not. Now, back in the day, in the 90s and 2000s, there was a discussion that you didn't really want foam, that you just wanted as much beer as you can get in that glass. So a lot of times you would have bartenders pour you a beer, and they would slough off the foam so that they can get you a beer till it was topped to the rim. Now, of course, we're talking about the beers that are like 4.6, 4.0 ABV, very light on the alcohol. So you're not really going to a beer like that for what I would consider taste. What I would consider, if you want to fight me for it, reach out to my show, Javier In The Air. However, nowadays, depending on the beer and depending on the brewmaster or whoever you may talk to, you may not want to get rid of that foam. You actually want to pour it so that you do have some foam, because it does do a little aeration. And for some of the beers, you want to aerate it. Not too much so that it goes flat, but you want to aerate it. Besides, it shouldn't go flat if you're drinking the beer. So, but you want to get a little bit of foam on there. So that's why you've seen my brother Rob and I pouring it, with a little space and not just right at the rim of the glass, to try to get some foam in there. Now, granted, sometimes we do get too much foam in there, and then you have to wait for it. Which brings me to another tangent. I don't know if some of you back in the day, there's a reason why some people used to put salted peanuts in their beer, not only for the taste, but because it also used to get rid of some of the carbonation, get rid of the foam. If you were really nasty, you could put your hands on your nose and get some of the grasa or the grease from your nose, especially if you're an oily person, and then stick your fingers in the beer, and it would get rid of the foam right away. Did it change the taste? I didn't think so, but again, these weren't the high quality beers that I drink nowadays. So, was it kind of gross? A little. We didn't do it in front of the ladies, but we did do it. So, it was the same as salted peanuts. And by the time I was really going to bars, there wasn't a lot of salted peanuts. There was pretzels, but who wants to dunk pretzels in your beer? Nasty. All right, so back to the beer. So I have Karbach here, Karbach Brewing Company. This is out of Texas. This is called, see if I can show it to you. You'll Shoot Your Eye Out. Reminiscences to A Christmas Story. So it says in the on the side, see if you can see that real quick. It says fragile, just like the old man's major award and seasonal red ale. So this is a red ale. And it goes on, but it's not as interesting as I thought it would be. So this is only a 5.6 ABV. It is, like I said, from Carbach, and they're out of Houston, Texas. It is a red ale brewed with orange peel. So still a seasonal beer, and Carbach is still around. I know we've been hearing a lot of things about breweries closing up, specifically craft breweries. I know in Austin alone, I believe the article I read said there was 4 craft breweries that closed last year in 2023, and they are expecting to probably see another 3 or 4 this year as well. So hopefully we can keep some of these small craft breweries around. So if you know of any small craft brewery around the Austin, Cedar Park, Leander, Pflugerville, Round Rock, even down south into San Antonio, San Marcos, New Braunfels, Buda and Kyle, any places like that that have a small brewery that you like to see this guy go out to, or even meet me up there so we can have some. Please let me know, and like I said, send me a note or get a hold of me on my show, or if you know how to get a hold of me outside of it, do it, and we can set up a time that we can go out there one weekend. Okay, so I put it off enough. Let's get the red ale brewed with orange peel from Carbach. So this is my Lagunitas. It's got a dog on it. You can't see it, but it's got a dog on it right there. So, and it looks just golden brown here. I always have to try to figure out, I always want to figure out if I need to do a color calibration on my camera or not, because this, while it looks reddish brown in my hand, in the camera it just looks brown. But I assure you that it is reddish brown. So let's go for it. Ooh, nice, nice. Definitely get the taste that it is a red ale. I don't really taste any orange peel, and I don't really smell any orange peel in it, but it's still a very nice beer. It's got a great start to it. It's got a great finish to it. It's not heavy because, again, it is a 5% ABV. It's not like a porter or a stout or even some of the IPAs where they can come in quite heavy, or they come in quite heavy with the taste of the fruit. This is actually quite nice. I could see this. Excuse me. I could see this for myself as an opening beer, like when we go out to a brewery, and this is one of the first beers that we have. Something light that gets the taste buds going, gets the palate activated, and then you'll be able to move on to some of the heavier ones, which I always recommend to people. Do not go with the heavy ABV to begin with, unless you're just going to hit that same one time and time and time again while you sit there. You want to start with something lighter and work your way to something heavier, because it will hit heavier on the palate. If you like the peanut butters and you like the chocolate porters and the chocolate stouts and the chocolate this and the heavy that, of all those heavy ones, you want to try to save to the end of your drinking time. Which, if you're drinking to drink and enjoy the different various tastes, then this is what you do. If you just want to pound them down and get hammered, then just drink what you want to drink. It doesn't really matter because you're not really tasting it anyway. So this I could see on a nice afternoon after you've mowed the lawn, after you've done your outside chores. You're just being lazy on a Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, any afternoon, and you want to take a break, but you don't want to get too heavy. You don't want to get heavy on the stomach either as well, because a lot of these heavy beers do have a lot of stuff in there that will make you feel overly full. This will do it for you. So this is actually quite a good beer. In my opinion, I'm going to go ahead and give it 7 thumbs up. That's right, 7 thumbs up. A scale, our scale, my scale is 0 thumbs through 10 thumbs up. So a 7 is pretty good. If you've been following the show for a while, you know that we don't always hit something along the lines of a 7. Usually, I know Brother Rob's kind of harsh, but sometimes I am as well. And we'll go 6 and below. Rare do we have anything above a 7. But when we do, it's really good, and we highly recommend it. So, Carbuck Brewing, if you are upset with my review grade, please feel free to either send me a sampler so that I can retry this beer amongst some of the others that you have, or if you'd like to be on the show, maybe this reaches out to you and I can have you on the show. We can talk about why you feel that it should be higher than a 7, or any of the beers that you'd like to bring on the show. So that was Carbuck Brewing out of Houston, Texas, and this was You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, and I gave it a 7. Thanks a lot, everyone. Hey, everybody. So that was our Spirit Times, and now we're going to do a new section called Riddle Me This. So the premise of this is that I'm going to be taking a photo or a movie or a snapshot of something that I see around the world, and I'm going to bring it up close so that you only get a bit of it, and I want to see who can figure out what it is. The first one's going to be relatively easy, but they will get harder as the show continues. And I'm going to be marking down who wins. If you win, I will put your name on the show, just your first name if that's all you want. And we'll see at the end of February if I get enough responses. We'll see if maybe I might give out a prize or have them on the show. So let's go to our first 2024 Riddle Me This. So what is it? Just what is it? Maybe I should ask my friend Pool. And that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed it. If this is the first time watching it, let me know what you think. I'm always welcome to feedback of any sort. Also, if you'd like to share with your friends and family, please do. I'm trying to make a concerted effort this year to see if I can get more people to watch the show. So if you have any other things you want to get a hold of me, you know how to get a hold of me, or reach out to me on my YouTube channel, Javier In The Air. That's Javier In The Air, not on the air. All right, so I hope everybody had a good day today. It's about 4:30 on January 4th. And I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I will see you all again next week. Thanks a lot, everybody.